Hello everyone, welcome to one more episode of Talking Times. What do you know about horseback riding? I thought I knew one thing or two, but turns out I was wrong, and I'm very curious, and we're gonna have an amazing chat today. I'm here with Anna. She's gonna tell a little bit about the sport. I have a lot of questions regarding the animal connections here and other things right after our podcast intro. Hello, Anna. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's do a deal here. If you can teach me one thing or two here today about horseback riding, and I don't know, somewhere in the future, I can manage to, get around and do something cool.
I can take you for a ride.
That would be amazing. And then you guys can laugh of me making a fool out of myself again. But that actually would be amazing. I told you before, and that's the first misconception that people have. I have been on a horse in my life a few times. But if somebody asks, do you know how to ride a horse? I'll say, hell no. The horse was like in these hotels that you can go, and they are there for the tourists. I was by myself, I could, you just told me trout.
Yes.
Okay, trout is when you go like, I'm not going to do the sound here. So before we start, please introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Anna, of course. I'm 35. I'm a pedagogue. I'm a mother, first thing, actually. And I'm a former Times employee at the time that Times wasn't called Times. And I'm a horseback rider.
That's amazing. I was there too, by the way.
I'm a school principal as well. So.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to start with a very silly question. Which one is more difficult and challenging, dealing with horses or dealing with people?
With people.
Yeah, I agree.
Certainly, with people. And I need to deal with many people on a daily basis. So certainly the horse is easier.
Yeah, no, I imagine. But there are a lot of things that you have to know, right, before you just go there and start interacting with the animal. So let's start with the basics. Tell us a little bit about how did you first started to practice the sport, and how was it?
Well, my dad used to have horses when I was a child. We used to have a farm as well, in Mato Grosso. So I was really in touch with the animals, and he had already horses at the jockey club. He had horses at 𝗖𝗃 as well, then jumping horses, which is completely different. And he had many friends at the sport. So since I was a child, I was living around the sport. I have this background, and my parents were fascinated about it. So when I was 6, they decided to put me in classes at 𝗖𝗃. And so I started very young. And then, I guess I was around 6.
How was it for you? Because for kids, especially when you're so young, everything is fascinating. So you are learning. We don't
Animals
have
mostly, right?
Yeah, and we don't have a sense of danger that adults would have. So imagine you are more free spirits.
But this is good, because horses can feel whenever you're anxious or nervous or agitated. So this is quite good.
They kind of mirror maybe that. If you go there to like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
And usually when you start, you are attending the escolinha of the place you're going to. So it's usually the same type of horses you have in farms and hotels.
It's like when people are learning how to surf, and you get like that body boards that's like, oh, this is the easy level. Just you get okay, I'm here, nothing bad happened.
So the horses are calmer and easygoing, so they're not dangerous horses. Sometimes they are even old horses because they are calmer.
Understand. It makes a lot of sense then.
Yes.
There is a question here that is regarding the personality of the horses, but we can talk about that now. Is it true? Like, because I don't know. the experience that I had with cats and dogs and animals like these, okay, the same species, but each one is their own. You know,
Yes.
it's the same with horses.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
this one you have to do this or that.
Yeah. For example, at the place we practice nowadays, because I practice with my daughter as well, we have a horse, and it's a horse. I have more experience than her because she started like 2 years ago. And there's a horse that whenever I try to ride, he basically doesn't walk at all. He stays still no matter what I do.
Really?
Yes.
It's like, I'm not in a mood today.
He doesn't walk. I'm not even talking about galloping or trotting. He doesn't walk. He stays still. And with her, she can jump with him.
Oh, so it's like a protesting horse.
So yes.
No, I don't want you. I'm not gonna move.
Exactly. So he gets along well
You
with
cannot
her, but not
bargain
with
like,
me.
come on, let's
Yeah.
go here. Oh, what do they like to eat? Like a treat,
Sugar.
Sugar.
Yes.
Oh, so this I saw in that cartoon 𝗏𝗃𝗃. So it was a
Yes.
true thing.
Yes, it is.
This is amazing.
Sugar.
Okay, so.
But, so they do have personality. The current horse I ride, for example, if it's rainy or if it's windy, he's a horse that will probably freak out and stop in front of the obstacle because he just doesn't want to jump.
Okay, so all right. So the first step that you, like you said, you get a calmer horse, and
Yes.
then you learn how to be on the top and the correct. I imagine you have like a stance or a correct position to be. I don't know.
Yeah, you need to learn. You need to learn. This is why it's also recommended for people that have any back pain or stuff, because you need to learn how to. Usually, people that ride horses, they sit straight and they have a very good posture. So
90 degrees.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's also a question that this would be for furthermore regarding people that wants to start. But I want to mention something now as
problem.
we're talking about this, because depending on the person. And if they have the budget, they feel that they will start and buy a horse right away because it's fancy, or they want to have their own horse instead of splitting the horse with more students. And this is wrong, because when you're starting, it's very important for you to first be able to ride different types of horses. So when you go to a horseback riding school, you won't have yours. You will be changing horses on a weekly basis.
That's so cool.
So you will learn how to ride different types of horses.
It makes a lot of sense because, for example, when you change a car, I'm doing the silliest comparisons because they're the references that I have.
Okay.
But for example, when you get a car, the gear shift is different, so
Yes.
it's a car, it's the same object. Like you said, if the animal behaves differently, and I guess you need to develop a certain level of adaptability.
Skills.
And okay, regarding the beginners, I'm really interested on this one because I'm gonna try on.
But you're trying.
Okay, imagine it's first class, so you're gonna learn how to sit.
Okay.
Like you said, people who ride, you have a nice posture. What could go wrong if I don't? For example, if I try to ride a horse, I don't know, like curve it or something.
Yeah, maybe not while you're trotting, but for example, if you're not sitting still and straight, once you get to the jumping part, the horse can stop in front of the obstacle. So, and then you can fall. So if you're like this, probably the horse will stop. You need to have a good posture. Plus, as well, for the horse to jump, for the horse to move forward, they will feel the way you're sitting.
This would be my question.
So,
it depends on the position you arch your back or your body in a way. It would be like a command. It's not only touching the flanks of the horse.
When I started, that people weren't as they are today, that anything is everything is a problem, and you cannot say no, and so on. My teacher used to ask me to put a stick on my back and my arms, so I had to ride
need to
still.
be like that.
Yes,
If you don't,
for an hour or so, and then without the stirrups, with the stirrups. To strengthen my legs and so on.
Damn,
Nowadays, they don't do that, because if they do, they can have even legal problems.
Oh, really?
Because parents will complain and say, you're...
Okay, I guess depending on the teacher, they will probably have a conversation. Do you want him or her to learn?
Yes.
For some reason, I almost said this with a Russian accent. Do you want him to learn and be good? Let me do my thing. It's like a boxing training.
Yes.
But so you need to have a certain level of physical conditioning.
Yes.
That makes, because people imagine, I don't know, city. The horse is doing all the heavy lifting, so you can be sedentary and it's okay.
Yeah. Actually, there are even some videos about that they start writing. And people say that horses do everything, and then the person on top basically doesn't do anything, and the horse just stays there, and then the person starts going around the saddle, like to show that that's not true.
Oh, so in a way, sounds like a movie cliche, but the rider and the horse, they need to act like one. You know,
even when you're jumping. So when you're over whatever you're jumping, you need to indicate to the horse which leg should the horse first touch the floor.
How do you do that?
With your leg and arm as well, with your hands.
That's
with the reins, because if they get to the floor with the wrong leg, for the next one, they will probably make a fault.
Okay, this would be another question, because when I
so
see
you have the proper.
When I see those competitions, you know, it was very interesting. Last Olympics, I guess, there was a Brazilian competing. I remember she was doing great.
Yes,
I guess.
Luciana Diniz,
I think so. Because you see, I'm not familiar with the sport. I remember because we saw someone doing well, like we have a Brazilian one there, and okay, you see the poles that they have to jump, different levels.
Yes.
So what are the criteria that is necessary? Is the time you do the circuit? For example, if you jump. And I don't know, the position of the horse's legs and paws influence in a way.
Yes, everything.
You have some aesthetics involved too. It's not only the physical thing.
Before the competition starts, everyone must go in the arena to check. So they walk between, it's usually around 16 obstacles, and they just walk around to see how many steps or how many gallops the horse should have between each one of them. So if you have a big horse, maybe you will need to calm him a bit more to fit, because if you don't, you will make a fault. So you need to know between each one of them how many gallops, how many steps the horse must take in order not to make a fault.
This is very interesting, because depending on the style that you have in the competition.
If you have a tiny horse, the horse must be faster. Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense. If people imagine, I'm going to start practicing the thing, I'm going to buy a stallion, this massive steroid buffed horse.
Which is also dangerous.
Is it?
Yes, I have a good story about that as well.
Tell us.
So during whenever we win a competition, usually we have in the end what you call in Brazil Galope da Vitória. So
victory gallop.
Yeah, it's quite strange to say it in English. And we basically just gallop around the arena. And then I had a situation where I was there and we had a stallion and I was riding a mare.
Oh, the horse was like, hello you.
And I had to run away from the horse. I had to cross actually the place and to jump like a fence we had.
Oh my God, you have to put your skills in practice.
Because if he was able to get the mare, I would probably die.
Damn, it's
that's for real. I'm not exaggerating.
They are really aggressive then. So.
They are.
Damn.
And usually they are very big. So.
Yeah. Oh my God, it must have been frightening.
Yes. And there was a kid
Oh boy!
I was around maybe 11 or 12.
But how do they in competitions? You cannot ride a stallion then, or
You can.
because I don't know. It's not gonna be a castrated stallion, I imagine, or something like that.
No, but we need to be careful.
Ah.
And people that are riding stallions should be more responsible as well. Because if they know that this is an issue, they should avoid going during the 𝗲𝗶𝗵𝗱𝗀 or moments like that.
I'm gonna ask something maybe silly,
Okay.
but again, I'm very curious. Let's say you are competing.
Okay.
Why would you put yourself in this situation? Because let's say, I don't know if this can happen or not. Let's say you're riding your stallion, Brutus.
Okay.
and I have my mare, Anita.
Okay.
And she's in heat. I am sabotaging you in a way because the horse would get crazy.
Yeah, but during the moment of the competition, you're gonna be by yourself. So this is not
But the
dangerous.
horse cannot like sniff something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but he cannot enter the place where the competition happens. It's only one per time, so this won't happen.
They're in very separated areas.
Yes.
Okay.
And then usually when we have a stallion, because before you enter, you have maybe around 5 minutes to practice and before entering.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And then if you have a stallion, they will have a separate place where you can stay with the horse before entering.
Okay, makes sense because I don't know the animal. I imagine something like this. The horse gets so crazy, like I smell there's
But
a
they
mare.
do get. So this is why that the person that is riding a stallion must be responsible enough to don't make the same mistake that the guy did with me.
Damn. Okay. So if you have a stallion, our listeners, of course they have.
Yes.
Be careful. You know?
Yes.
Be responsible.
Be responsible.
Yeah,
be mindful.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back, I told you time is gonna fly. This was how you get initiated and had contact. You were 6, okay.
Yes.
But from your perspective, having this experience so young, and then you can share about Maite as well, but how did you feel? How was it for you? Was just like playing, like, oh my God? Or no, you because it's something serious, you had a sense of responsibility?
In the beginning, it was fun. This is why it also turned into my favorite hobby until now. And it was something engaging because I believe I did well in the sport. So my sister also practiced. I used to enjoy a lot competing,
Nice.
but she didn't. So she stopped before me, and I insisted a bit because I was performing very well in the competition as well. So the mare I used to jump, in one of the competitions I've been to, people were trying to buy her because of my performance.
But that must be a bummer. Like you get used to one animal specifically, and then sorry, it was sold.
Yes, it happened actually. But
You were telling me before. I'll be in the chat in a minute. You were telling me before about the way the competitions work. Can you explain it to us? Like you can be like an individual competitor, you can represent a team.
Yes, most of them we do like local competition. We usually have only individual. We cannot go as a team.
Okay.
But whenever we have a state competition or a Brazilian competition or international competition, then usually we do have teams.
Okay.
But then you go individually and as a team, not only as a team.
Okay, so but as a team you do individually and the points are added up together.
Yeah, so for example, when we have state competitions, Campeonato de Amazonas, so it's only for women. In that competition, we can go by the state and by the place where we practice.
Like you said, 𝗖𝗶𝗃, for example.
Or then you were part of the Federação Paulista de Hipismo. So you have this team. Currently, I don't go as a team, only individual, but when I was younger, I did a lot. Because as well, those type of competition are more expensive because then you need to take your horse. So for example, I've been to Ribeirão Preto for for some competition, to Belo Horizonte, to Rio de Janeiro. So you need to take your horse. This is expensive. The horse must arrive before. So let's say that the competition will start on Thursday, because it's usually from Thursday to Saturday or Thursday to Sunday. The horses must get there on Monday. And then you need to pay for your horse to stay there for all those days as well.
There's like, they're not going to be like in a horse hotel. They're going to be in a specific place there.
Exactly. And then you need to pay the vet to check on the horse, because they must do this medical exam in order for them to be part of the competition.
Makes sense, true. And another thing, I guess if you're competing too far away, the journey may stress the animal too.
This is why they need to arrive before, some days before. It depends where it will happen. If it's international, way before, like a month before.
Damn.
Yes.
And okay, what are the basic things that a person that wants to have a horse needs to know? Not necessarily like a competing jumping horse, but about horses in general. Let's say, I have a property, I would like to get started to have some animals.
It depends on what do you want with the horse? Do you want to compete, or will it just be a hobby? Are you having the horse at a farm just to take a ride and to see the sunset? So it all depends on what you want. If you want to actually practice the sport, to be a professional rider, to compete, to have some achievements or not.
Okay.
So this is the first thing. You need to have this very clear. And then it's, as everything in life, I guess you need to acknowledge that it's not going to be easy in the beginning, but you need to insist.
Okay.
Insist and persist.
And maybe it's harsh what I'm going to say, but some horses can never compete. It's just not going to work.
Yes.
Another silly example. You cannot compete with a pony, for example.
You can.
But is like a pony category, something like this?
No.
Really?
You can. They will not jump very high. But but you have if you check some videos, you have ponies jumping a meter height on real competition, and they win. Ponies are not so nice, right? They are quite aggressive.
That imagine that they're fluffy and cute.
No, they aren't.
Oh, really?
So usually we do not advise child that are starting to ride the ponies.
That's so counterintuitive, because every movie that we watch is normally, oh my God, Daddy,
no, they are aggressive.
It's like, give your kids a pitch bull, but don't give a pony. No, don't give them. I'm joking. If you have a pitch bull, you'll feel offended. Just be responsible if you have a stallion.
They jump. They do jump.
But okay.
But there are breeds, specific breeds.
But this would be kind of a disadvantage in a way, right? In general, standard size horse would jump higher. Or no. And sometimes big horses can be slow as well. Okay, that also makes sense. Oh, that's very interesting. But a lot of assumptions that we have, they are actually completely wrong.
Yes.
Because the bigger the better, it's going to be fat. No. Actually, no. Okay, so the criteria that you need to consider in the competition is the time, right? You finish
the time and the faults. So you cannot have any faults. You cannot, and then you have a limit for time as well. So if you pass that limit, you're gonna have some faults as well. Okay.
Oh, it puts some pressure. It puts some pressure. Yes. And is there a standard on the circuit? For example, when you are practicing, normally you have a standard thing to do, or every place would be different? You need to prepare for different.
No, it will be different.
Oh, man,
each place will be different. Then. Yes, and it's important for you to get earlier to the competition as well, because usually the horses get used to the place where you're riding them.
Okay.
So you're jumping maybe a pool, a red and purple obstacle, and that's it. And then once you get to the place, they will have something with a huge flower, or with a very bright yellow pole with, I don't know, and the horses can be afraid, or so it's important for you to be there before.
Okay. Can you share, and then I go to the chat, some common misconceptions that people have about horses? For example, this one you told me about the pony is amazing, because I thought exactly the opposite. Like, that they were calm, easygoing. They're not.
Yes, usually that they will do everything by themselves, which is completely wrong.
Okay.
So there are many guidance that we need to give the horse in order for them to perform well. Some people that practice actually in the beginning, they feel that the most important thing is for you to rush, for you to be fast. And if you don't work well during the competition, you will make a fault.
Okay.
So usually young riders, they tend to do this, and they want to win at of any cost, even putting their lives in risk. So we need to be careful with that. And they tend as well to buy a horse and they are jumping a meter height. And they just want to, their dream is to jump 130. So they tend to skip steps.
This is something nice that you mentioned, because this would be one of my questions too. For example, if I'm jumping this tall, this high, actually, if I want to jump this, because I don't know, could give me some records or points in a competition, from this height to this height, it should be, I don't know how many, steps in between to get there.
Usually we have, so they start jumping, Maite jumps 40 centimeters, then you move on to 60, 80, a meter, 110, 120, sometimes 115, but it's usually from 110 to 120, 130, and then you can move on to 140, 150, 160, then it's all the same. After 130, it's basically the same, but not only you, the horse must also be prepared. So muscles and so on, you need to work a lot with them. And then when they buy a horse and they skip those steps, even the horse can get injured because or because you are practicing a lot. So the horses also need to rest. You cannot practice jumping every single day. So you're going to have a day where you're going to work only with galloping and trotting and this type of pace with the horse. So they will ask us to, in a line, to, I don't know, do it with a certain metric, and then they change. This is also important. And some people just tend to, let's jump. The horse will get into
train the horse, yes. I imagine. Okay, I remember something, but I'm going to the chest and then I'm going to go there. Okay. What skill do you think are important for horseback ride? Okay, one from Marcel here. Thanks, Marcel. Okay. We were talking a little bit before about the physical conditioning of the person, but skills in general, what are those?
Concentration.
Concentration.
This is extremely important. The person must be also very patient, because as I've mentioned, it takes time, it takes a while. My daughter, for example, once she started, she was, I want to gallop, I want to jump, I want to, and the teacher was all the time, no, hold on, first you need to practice this. So she wasn't even trotting. She had to first have the posture, to understand the concepts, how to hold the reins, to practice without the stirrups, with stirrups. So there are many steps. And do not skip them at all.
Okay,
this is very important.
It makes sense what you said about concentration, because if you have an accident, you can really hurt yourself.
Yes.
You can hurt your neck, your back, and so it's not only things that you see in movies.
Nowadays, we see a lot of riders with the American football helmet with the thing on front.
That visor there,
because sometimes people fall and they hurt the entire face. They need to do surgeries, and so it's very dangerous.
Another matter of adaptation to imagine, because if you get used to riding without that, you have your perfect vision as well and everything.
Yes.
Okay. The thing that I remember when you were telling me about the horse and the practice and the horse getting injured, is this exaggerated when you see movies, for example, the horse broke a leg, they have to sacrifice the animal?
This is sometimes true.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Because if you cannot fix it, and usually we can't, because I'm not sure if you know, but horses can sleep standing. So usually they don't lay to sleep. And if they break a leg, usually we cannot fix it. And then he will be in pain for the rest of his life, unless it's something simple, but it depends a lot.
Damn, it's so sad because how are you gonna put a cast on the log, the horse's leg, and guarantee it has
This
time
is
to
also
heal.
why the transportation to places is so expensive.
You cannot go on a bumpy road or anything.
You can, but then you have a specific truck with specific care and the vet before, after. So this, I don't know if we can call it a misconception, because they are very strong animals. Yes.
But at the same time, if you consider this, I don't know, you're going on a trouting in a place in the dark that you don't know the place.
They're afraid of snakes.
Ah.
So then they can just move sideways and hurt their legs.
So this is another good hint to you.
Yes.
You need to be aware where you go and what to do.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's put a pin on that, because then we're going to go back. Before I ask you a few more things, and tell us about your journey learning English. How did it happen?
Very young as well.
Yeah.
Everything in my life, very young.
But this is interesting, because a lot of people, when they start doing something that they love as kids, they normally abandon this by, I don't know, teenagehood, and some of them pick it up later when they are adults, like, I love doing this, I lost so much time.
But horseback riding happened to me because despite the fact I started young, I stopped when I was a teenager.
Of course, teenagers. Yeah.
But I was in touch with my friends, because I have many friends that practices. And then after I had my day, and at the school I work, I do have many students that actually practice. They were insisting for me to go back, because they ride with my former teachers, so they know that I used to ride. And then my day, I always loved horses, so then I went back after nowadays, like 2 years ago.
Nice. It's very nice. And when did English get involved in the process?
So English, I study at the American school here in Campinas. So my parents decided that an international education would be essential. Because if I wanted to live abroad, they didn't know what I would like to be after I grew up. So they felt that this would be very important and essential for my life. And it was. So when I was 2, I started attending the international school. And all my literacy process was done in English. So if we see by the school point of view, my literacy process started in English, and then Portuguese would be my second language at school.
Oh, interesting. And
not at home, of course, but at school, yes.
But it's nice for the child's development, because I imagine many hours of your day you spend in school talking with your friends in English.
Yes.
When you go back home, that is kind of a safe place, you talk in Portuguese. So you develop both languages simultaneously.
Yes.
I asked this to one of our students here in this podcast, Alan. He was teaching his kids in a bilingual way. So he only spoke in English, and his wife only in Portuguese. And the kid was like, daddy's language, mama's language.
Yes.
Until the time the kids noticed they were talking Portuguese. Like, but you do speak mama's language. And then he reduced the amount of English that he was using. But it was very interesting.
And that's funny, because I have a friend of mine, one of my best friends. She currently lives in Washington, D.C., I guess. She was born in Brazil. Her dad is American. Well, actually, he passed away. He was American. Her mom is from Ecuador. Her sister was born in France.
Oh my God, so many languages around
And
family.
both of her brothers in the USA as well. So I've been to, and then they were living in Colombia, and I did an exchange program to Colombia. And when I was there, we were having a meal. It was dinner time, I guess. And the dad was talking to her in English, the mom in Spanish. She was replying in Portuguese.
Oh my
The
God.
sister in French. And I was just trying to figure out which language should I speak.
Damn, this is amazing.
But for
I'm
them-
imagining the family interaction like, please, can you pass this out? Un poquito, mucho.
Exactly.
Je ne sais pas. And then,
Yes,
at the same time, like a language salad.
And for them, this was okay, but I was completely confused because, okay. And then they were talking to me. I was trying to reply on the same language instead of just using the one I'm most comfortable with. So
You speak Spanish too?
I do.
Damn. Okay, Portuguese, English, Spanish.
That's it.
Okay,
That's
you said one. Oh,
That's
three.
it.
That's it. Okay, nice. And this is something that I like to ask people here, and it motivates a lot of our students too. What were the experiences that you had access in life because you speak English?
Well, regarding jobs, basically all the jobs I had was due to my English.
Okay.
So I studied economy. I'm a pedagogue. I studied economy. And regarding economics, I worked at a multinational company with supply chain and as a controller as well. And I couldn't have gotten the job without English. Mostly because with supply chain, I was taking care of suppliers from Asia. So they certainly wouldn't be speaking Portuguese.
No.
And I grew a lot in the company because of the English proficiency as well. Nowadays, though we have many people that speaks English, they do not have the proficiency or the fluency. So sometimes you ask in a job interview, do you know English? Do you speak English? Yes. But they barely understand what you're asking.
So. Oh, you do? Nice. Yes.
And as a pedagogue, because since the beginning, I worked at bilingual schools and international schools. So certainly I wouldn't be hired.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Without English.
What about other experience out of the professional area and culturally or life experiences in general? You mentioned an exchange program.
Yes.
But
then the English wasn't needed because Colombia.
The Spanish, yeah.
But I've traveled abroad, and if you don't have any English, you won't be able to, well, maybe you will be able to survive. But not to enjoy as much the trip because any place you go, they speak English.
You don't have the full range of experiences that you could. Yeah.
Or if you go to a restaurant, you will be able to eat, but probably not to pick the best option possible.
I'm laughing because I remember what a student told me. He went to the restaurant and started doing this for the waiter.
Exactly.
Yeah, and another one who went to Japan, that's not a bingo, by the way. You know, and he asked for a bigomako because he learned this and a McDonald's. I'm not gonna starve anymore, you know. So okay, very interesting. And now let's remove the ping and go back to the horseback riding. When you watch a movie or you see some TV show that involves people dealing with horses and riding, are you picky? Do you say like, this is not like that, this doesn't happen, or I don't believe it's the actor, it's probably, I stunt double doing this? You know?
Yes, yes, because mostly when they are old movies that they need to jump I don't know, they're in the forest and they just jump a river or something. This is...
involves a lot of techniques, I imagine.
So certainly it's not the actor.
Because, for example, there were some scenes in Game of Thrones, for example, with the Dothraki, when they started to ride into battle, and it was so beautiful. I hope it's not CGI, so I'll be making a fool of myself. It wasn't. That was, I mean, a few riders were CGI, but I'm asking because it's something that it never occurred to me before. How much time does it take, for example, for somebody to imagine I'm recording a movie and I will have a scene, I don't know, with 20 people riding together, running, jumping stuff. Because I imagine they will not hire from a place where everybody knows one another. So you have to get people adapted to do this together, the animals too, I don't know.
I know, but
it's a week training you can do it for professionals.
You need to train, you need to practice. But as I've mentioned, when we are talking about horses, certainly they didn't arrive at the place on the same day. So they must be there some days before, at least a week before. And then they will certainly have also people riding them. So the horses get used to the places for them to record. So I'd say maybe a week or two before the recordings happen. So the horses are well settled, and
that's why some TV shows are so expensive. Then that one more reason, like you said, a lot of care involving the animals.
Yes.
Damn.
And legally as well, because whenever we have this type of transportation, or they will be, I don't know, doing specific things, we do need the vet to check on a daily basis.
Okay.
To see if the animal is okay, if they are not injured. So
are horses animals that, for example, are they needy animals? For example, if you have a farm and you have the horse in a place, does it need to have more horses? Or if you have one only alone,
no,
it's okay?
It's okay, but for him...
okay, so yeah, it matters. It matters.
Yes, but they will survive. But when we have animals for competition, they do have specific meals. So I have a friend that has a place, and she has around, I'd say maybe 5 or 6 horses for competitions. So they are professional horses. She spends around 10,000 reais in a monthly basis for them to eat alfalfa.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Okay, so
they need to have this type of meal. It must be balanced. We cannot give a lot of sugar as feeds.
It's gonna get an addict horse and all like.
Yes, they do.
Go.
Yes.
Damn. Oh my God, a lot of care involved in that.
Yes.
Noeli she loves our interview.
She's probably not understanding a thing.
Show de entrevista. Okay, nice. Flavia sent a heart here too. And okay, I was just imagining, we were talking a little bit before and about it's an elitist sport in a way, because different from other Olympic sports that we watch, I don't know, a boxer that was like a poor kid was there fighting on the street, like these romantic movies that we see, like, oh, come here, kid, and then they start to compete.
If you want to practice, you must be realistic on what are your goals. So if you want this just to be a hobby, you will be fine by achieving a certain height, and that's okay for you. It's okay. You can find ways to practice. Now, if you want to be a big competitor, you will probably not. No, if you have the budget, you will.
Okay.
So then in
the
this
name of
way,
this clip is going to be Anna shatters dreams of you.
I'm realistic, so it's a hobby for me. It's a hobby for my daughter. I'm not into I want to turn into a huge competitor and win huge competitions. I won't. So, and I work as well, because usually big competitions, they start on Wednesday or Thursday. So
and they happen all year round?
Yes, almost every week we have different competitions.
Oh, interesting.
So, yes. So you need to be realistic. If you are, it's achievable. You can practice. You're not going to have extremely expensive and professional horses, but that's okay. you can. So it depends on your goals. Because sponsorship, you're not gonna have it.
This is something that I was just about to ask you again. It is tough, right, to find somebody that really, oh, you are perfect for my team or my company. Yes. Not like that.
No.
Okay, interesting to know.
No.
Okay, tell me about her, about 𝗏𝗃. How was life before and after her? And I need to ask a few questions because I told you that I'm gonna be a dad in a few weeks.
I guess before 𝗏𝗃 we can skip.
Okay.
I do skip.
Okay.
This part of my life, and after 𝗏𝗃, it has changed completely. So she is basically my life and the reason why I get up every single day in the morning and pick to face my challenges and face things I do not like and fight for it. She is also the reason why I decided to change my professional background and to work in the education area. I think this is extremely important for her and for me to provide her that. So she changed my priorities in life and my sense of responsibility as well.
Yeah, this I start to think like the moment the kids arrive is like everything else is, just an excuse to do something for them.
And the reason why I do not give up on things that sometimes I just want to. So I think everyone at some point of life will say, no, I just don't want this anymore. But then I look at her and I'm sure that, no, I must continue. And
yeah, my friend, when he became a dad, he told me the same thing. Like, oh man, I need some tips. Said, oh man, the moment you hold her for the first time, you're gonna look and say, oh boy, everything is different now, but in a nice, beautiful way. Interestingly enough, he said something very close to what you just told me. He said that the problems that used to bug him a lot, they matter, less after.
They're minor.
Yeah, it's
and
like
you learn how to deal with your feelings. So, for example, guilty. You're gonna feel guilty your entire life, all the time, every single day, because of anything. So, if you call your child's attention, you will feel guilty because maybe you were too tough or too rough on your child.
Yourself. Was I too harsh?
And then after they sleep, you're gonna start crying because you shouldn't have spoken to my daughter the way I spoke. And then if you don't do that, you will also be guilty because then you will think that you should have spoken to her in a different way.
For all the parents watching us, it's okay to have second thoughts. It's gonna happen.
You're gonna always be guilty. You're guilty. So.
Do you see yourself in her? Because you share a passion that is very interesting.
Yes.
Because you said, since
not only me, everyone that lives with her, teachers, friends, and even family members, they say 𝗏𝗃 is the mini Anna. So physically, emotionally, every single way she can be, she's a mini me.
That's nice, and it is nice to think about this, like something that you love that is really an extension of yourself is shared with another extension of yourself. It's beautiful in a way. Not in a way, it is beautiful. Fully.
But the personality could be a bit less because I don't think I'm the easiest person to get along, and she's quite the same as me.
Damn.
Yeah.
If you guys argue, you're gonna say, damn, I would have said the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Teachers mostly, they come to me and yeah, she's just like you.
I'm concerned when I start having, parents meeting, because I know myself. At least I think I do. And I know a few things that I will teach her, especially regarding how to treat other kids. If somebody,
you will try to teach.
Yeah, but I will try to be a cool dad. Like,
we always think we will.
If somebody does this to you, punch him in the guts.
Yeah.
And then I imagine a teacher. You can share if it has happened to you something similar. Are you her father? Yes, I am. Today she has punched a boy in the face. Really? And then I'm probably gonna look at her and I imagine,
But so I'm gonna tell you something else.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
not only her mom,
Yes.
but I'm also her school principal. In case I need any meetings with the school, it will be with me, myself.
Oh.
And in case she has any type of situation with the teachers, they will be complaining
Directly to you.
to me because I'm their leader
Okay.
and also her mom. And then whenever I have complaints from other children regarding her, the parents will also be complaining to me.
And they know that you are who you
They
are?
know.
Oh, boy.
They know.
You know what your daughter has done today? And then you have to hold yourself and tell me what she has done.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Once I had a meeting and then the mom was like, yes, because my daughter is having a situation with a girl. I think her name is 𝗲𝗏. Oh, really? Tell me more about it.
I think I have heard about this one.
Yes, tell me more about it. So, and then, of course, but we have an agreement.
Okay.
So at school, she knows, we call it actually AQC, which is Academic Quality Controller. So at school, I told her, I'm your AQC, I'm not your mom.
Okay.
And once she misbehaved,
Okay.
and I had to ask my dad to pick her up. And then when she was leaving with my dad, I said, okay, 𝗲𝗏, now before you leave, come here, and I'm going to talk as your mom, not as your AQC. And then, of course, I called her attention, and I was very strict. And when she left with my dad, she said, did you see, Grandpa? This is so unfair. And he was like, but why, 𝗲𝗏? She told me that inside school, she's not my mom. She's my AQC, and she just spoke to me as my mom. She cannot do that. So, yeah.
You guys cannot see her face, but the look that she gave was like, was I wrong? That's amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Then, what would you say to parents? This is an advice for myself too, but okay. How can you influence your kids to share a passion that you have? Because some parents, they get a bit pushy, For example, the person loves, I don't know, I love this type of movie, and they want their kids to share the same passion. Because the thing that happened to you and horseback riding, and with her, like you said, I don't know, she has, the way you said, it was something like, she has always loved horses, so
yes.
It was not something pushed.
She's the country type of girl, so she loves nature, climbing trees, animals, and so on. And then, as I have many friends that practice the sport, we actually, she grew watching competition and attending places with me. So it wasn't something I insisted. I think we can try to influence regarding passion by making the child grow on the whatever you like.
Okay, so you surround
sport,
yourself and the kids with the thing you want the kid to love.
But for sports, I do have something important that I like to say. I think it's kids, they tend to want to start something. So a sport, 𝗲𝗏 started ballet. Because all her friends was going to start and she wanted to do. And after a month, she was giving up. But it's important for parents to insist a bit. Do not allow your child to give up the first time they ask you to give up. Because they will face challenges and they do not know still how to face them or how to deal with challenges.
Yeah.
So if you allow them to give up the first time they ask, maybe it's something they will like. They just need to establish something in the sport.
And the expectations too, right? Because,
Yes.
for example, if it's a competitive sport, you're not gonna win all the time or
Yes.
score high points,
But-
whatever.
But it's important to insist. Do not allow them to give up the first time they ask.
It makes a lot of sense. Psychology speaking, if you do 10 different things and when there's a setback, and you give up, you are gonna teach your kids to be the type of adult that cannot, face a hard situation or something like this. It makes a lot of sense.
Or it might be something that will be a passion for your kid, but they won't know because they didn't try enough.
Yeah.
Of course, if they are suffering, if they tried a lot, if they insisted for a certain time and still they do not want to practice, please don't.
Yeah, of course. But it's about the thing can sometimes grow on them, right?
Yes.
Given enough time. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Outside the sport aspect of it, what are the things that you can learn practicing horseback riding? The other aspects, what can it teach you? I don't know, about personal growth or life or something else.
It's also part of the skills that we've mentioned before, but how to be patient.
Okay.
How important it is for sometimes for you to fail and still insist. Usually during competition, we record the entire competition. So you're able to see later on what were the mistakes we've done and then to discuss this. So I think it's a sport that you're able to go back and to see yourself in it, and you can recognize the mistakes you've done before. So it's a way to do a self-reflection. And this in life is also very important.
Nice. No, it's amazing. And what about the relationship you have? You mentioned something interesting. Sometimes you will have a relationship with the animal, and sometimes for people that are just like professional competitors, that will not happen. They will just ride the horse and then... what are the things that you have to keep in mind if you want the animal to compete on a high level, but at the same time be a happy horse, something like this?
To respect the horse pace.
Okay.
So do not force the horse to do whatever he is not ready to do.
Okay.
And it's important to create this bond. So there will be sometimes you will ride the horse and he will be extremely hyper and agitated. So what should you do in this scenario? And then there will be days that he will just be lazy or take his time. So then in that case, what should you do? To engage the horse, to improve, to make the horse more active. So this is why the bond is so important. Whenever we have professional riders, they will make the horse jump, but maybe it's just like a selling period. So it won't be the healthier way to ride the horse, but it's also the marketing.
It's just like a pragmatic approach to get the things done. Okay. Now, guys, get your paper and pen or pencil, whatever you have there. For those who wants to start doing this, first, what are the most expensive things they need to be aware to prepare? Because I don't know, they just don't go to a store. It's not a store, but they just don't go to the farm and get a horse and go back home.
To start, for starters, I guess it would be the outfit.
Okay.
This is expensive. So the helmet.
You have like those high boots that you wear.
The boots are extremely expensive because they must be the exact size of your leg. So they measure your whole leg in order.
So you have to go like to a boot tailor.
Exactly. Yes. So it's very expensive. This is for starters because, as I mentioned, for starters, I do not recommend them to buy a horse. But once you have the level to buy one, then certainly the horse. A horse can cost over R$1 million.
Over $1 million?
Yes.
Oh, man.
The saddles would be around R$50,000.
Damn, it's more expensive than a car.
Yes, like an okay saddle. You can buy used ones, and then you will pay around, I don't know, maybe 20,000 on an old one. But if you want to buy a new one, between 30 to 50, you can get okay ones, and then you can also find really expensive and fancy ones around 80,000 reais.
Damn, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And
And then to keep the horse
Yes.
as well at a place. So
You mentioned the food, the diet, the 10,000 reais to
with food, you would pay around 3,000 reais to keep one horse in a cheap place
Damn.
without the classes. Plus, then you need to pay for the classes with the teacher. And so.
And it's a lot. So yeah. Get your pockets ready, guys, in case you want to do that. Something very interesting, and I almost forgot to ask you. You mentioned something about the competition, that it's not like a homogeneous competition, one type of people with one age.
No.
You have a variety, like you said something like a 65-person competing versus, 20.
It's the only sport actually where women and men can compete together with different age groups. So for high levels, it would be from 18 years old to 65 maybe. And men and women all together. So it's the only sport in the world that we mix this age groups and gender.
And the age doesn't, get in the way of competing on a high level?
It may, but it depends. So we can have a very experienced rider, 65 years old, that takes care of his health and goes to the gym, so he's okay, with a very young lady that has just started or is just getting to that height. So she's very inexperienced.
Oh, got it.
So in the same way, it can be positive, it can also be negative, and it depends.
Very in average, what would be is there an average of like a prime age? When you are around 40 or 50, you have the experience and, vitality to do.
When until 11, you cannot jump higher than 120.
Okay.
I think that's the age. When you get to 13, I guess, you can jump a little bit higher.
Okay.
And then we have under 16, under 18, and then above 18, we don't have. But it all depends. And as the earlier you start, the better you're going to be, because you will develop all the position and so on. Same thing with English, because usually when we start older, we won't have the same accent as someone that started younger.
Makes sense.
So,
damn. Well, interesting that it's a sport that you can practice even your senile years. You don't have to give up. And I told you before, we
do have different modalities. So
that's that too. We are running out of time already. See?
Yes.
Time flies.
Indeed.
Okay. I will try to do this for fun one day.
Let me know. Just give me a call and we can arrange that.
Something that you said about animals and nature, I love it. So it will be a very nice skill. Final message to everybody watching us.
No, I guess thank you a lot. Try to ride a horse. It's amazing. You're going to love it. Just have your goals and expectations so you're not disappointed
Realistic
in the future.
Ones.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And guys, thanks for watching us. Thanks everybody who sent a message. Nene Anderson said, love you. And Renata said, congratulations, great interview. Don't forget, subscribe, leave a comment. This episode is going to be on Spotify tomorrow. See you next week, same day, same time, on our next episode of Talking Times.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.